I'm Lucie Fink, and this week is 5 days of Paleo. The Paleolithic diet, sometimes called the caveman diet, the Stone Age diet, the primal diet, is based around eating foods that were presumably available during the Paleolithic era. Things like fruits, vegetables, meats, roots, some nuts. The diet excludes all processed foods as well as anything that came about after the agricultural revolution when we started farming and harvesting. Things like dairy, grains, legumes, processed oils, deep dish pizza, you name it. There are a ton of different variations, different levels of strictness that you can follow. Over the weekend, I reached out to Christy Harrison, who's a registered nutritionist. I've featured her on this series before. Here's what she said to me. It's a fad diet with no sound scientific evidence supporting it, and like all diets, it is likely to trigger disordered eating and eating disorders in people who are vulnerable. Okay, so Christy basically told me that it's a scam. But I know people who love it, and I had already committed to trying it. So, Paleo supporters say that early humans didn't have many of the same health issues that we have today, and they also say that the human body is only meant to digest food that would have been available to us in the wild. Skeptics, on the other hand, say that modern humans have different digestive abilities than our ancestors did, and they also say that there's no real evidence that our early ancestors didn't eat things like grains or legumes. Nobody knows. There is no record of this. For this episode, I teamed up with my coworker from Refinery29, Alyssa Starkman, who has been paleo-ish for about 2 years now. She is not a licensed dietitian, she's just a friend, but she made a personalized shopping list as well as a menu to cover 5 days of breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Day 1, Monday's menu, starts with breakfast, blueberry paleo bar, lunch, salmon and avocado salad, and for dinner, cauliflower, fried rice. Hold the rice. Just like any other food experiments I've done in this series, my goal is not to lose any weight. I'm naturally petite, I have a fast metabolism, so I actually need to make sure that I'm eating a ton of food this week, getting a ton of fiber, protein, fats, and complex carbs. But above all, I'm going to be measuring how this diet affects my energy levels this week throughout the course of each day. Time to become paleo. Let's go back in time. Over the weekend, I went to the American Museum of Natural History to the Hall of Human Origins because I really wanted to kick off this week feeling a little bit closer to my Paleolithic ancestors.
As I understand it, the paleo diet is basically an attempt to revert to the kind of diet that our ancestors would have eaten in the ice ages 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 years ago.
So I've only been a cave woman for 1 day now, but here's how I feel. I ate some very wholesome and filling meals yesterday, but truthfully, without any snacks in between or any dessert before bed, I was really hungry. I did sleep very well last night. Normally when I eat a lot of processed sugar, I find that it's hard to fall asleep and hard to wake up the next day. That problem went away. Today's menu, pumpkin spice paleo bar for breakfast. For lunch, leftover cauliflower fried rice, and for dinner, spaghetti squash with kale. Today I spent some time with Alyssa because I wanted to learn firsthand all of the juicy details about this diet from someone who's lived this lifestyle for years. One thing that I really need from her was a list of paleo-approved snacks.
Paleo,
my favorite topic.
I need you to kind of just talk me through this.
The best and the fastest way to think about it is to always eat something whole, natural, that also has that same type of mix of macronutrients. So just snacking on, say, an apple is gonna let you crash really easily. But adding in some fat will help to stretch that.
So like almond butter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Celery dipped in guacamole.
We should go get that now.
Done.
I have more energy overall, which I assume is because I've cut out all simple carbs and sugars. The only big negative, is that today I was feeling a major sweet tooth. So I made, you guessed it, homemade paleo chocolate chip cookies. A very strict paleo diet wouldn't allow any cocoa, but most paleo diets allow very dark chocolates. And I used very dark, no dairy chocolate chips. The cookies were incredible, if I do say so myself. Today's menu, breakfast, chocolate sea salt paleo bar, lunch, leftover spaghetti squash and kale, and for dinner, I wanted to go to a normal New York City restaurant and try to order paleo and see how difficult it could be. Here is my exchange with the waitress. Roll the tape.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, what can I get for you today?
Okay, I'm gonna start with the farmhouse salad, but instead of the buttermilk ranch dressing, can I have just olive oil?
Yeah, sure.
And then from the main course, I'm gonna have the roasted chicken.
Of course, yeah, great choice. What side would you like with that?
We have quinoa and beet salad, lentils, corn. Do you have anything else? Sorry, I'm avoiding all grains and legumes. I'm doing the paleo diet for a work project.
Yeah, we have vegetables. We have green beans, peas, spinach.
Spinach, that's perfect. How is it prepared?
It's sauteed with garlic and butter.
Can you saute that with just garlic and olive oil, no butter? Sorry, it's paleo, is no dairy too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll ask the chef. Major takeaways here. 1. People think that legumes are vegetables. 2. By cutting out things like lentils and quinoa, I was really restricting healthy foods from my diet. And 3. I'd say I make a pretty classy waitress. What do you think? Today's menu: for breakfast, a coconut chocolate paleo bar. Lunch, leftovers from dinner last night. And for dinner, zoodles with mini meatballs and tomato sauce. I was feeling especially energetic today, so I really wanted to capitalize on that. Some call CrossFit and the paleo diet a match made in heaven.
CrossFit's about trying to do things better, to have a more holistic approach towards fitness, and that includes how we train and also how we eat. We work hard, we lift heavy, we move fast.
Come on, Lucy. David had me try everything from push-ups to deadlifts to pull-ups. Nope. And then he set me up on this extremely intense course where I pushed a ton of weight forward and backwards and then ran and did 8 burpees. 3 times. After meeting with David, I truly now understand why people that are doing this paleo diet and who are living this lifestyle of wholesome, natural foods need to eat that way if they're going to get the most out of a workout like CrossFit.
Today's Friday menu: breakfast, mint chocolate paleo bar. Lunch, deconstructed burrito bowl. And dinner, leftover zoodles and meatballs. I'm feeling a bit conflicted about this week because on the one hand, I feel like I ate tons of wholesome, natural, non-processed foods this week, and that's great. I gave my body a rest. I'm totally a sugar monster, so I put that stuff to the side this week, and that made me feel good. But on the flip side, I recognize that our bodies are not exactly the same as our ancestors' bodies were. And while this might be the spectrum of food that's healthy and good for you, a paleo diet restricts us to eating just this portion. But there's a lot of other good stuff too. Things like corn and legumes. What are your thoughts on going paleo? Comment below letting us know, and as always, let me know what you want to see next time on Try Living with Lucy. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. Click here to watch 5 days of being a freegan, and here to subscribe to Refinery29 on YouTube and watch me try more 5-day challenges.